I know you to be also a celebrant.
Yes. So as a result of being a Toastmaster, I was introduced to the world of the civil celebrant, because most venues that offer weddings have the registrars go out to conduct the wedding ceremony. But that means there are quite strict rules that they have to abide by. So simply no religious content whatsoever, no religious music, of absolutely no drink or alcohol consumed half hour before. They then have to interview the bride and groom before they can do it. And just lately, the new legislation that's come in, whilst it's released some of the bad things about the registrars, as in you can only get married in a 3 meter by 3 meter area, it's actually made the ceremony about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes with readings. So now we are paying a lot of money for a 20-minute service. And for me, they've taken some of the romance away, because you don't get the marriage certificate straight away now. It gets sent out. You sign a bit of A4 paper, basically. So they've taken some of the romance away from it. But the civil celebrant comes in because we conduct what we call civil ceremonies, there are no rules, because it's not a legal ceremony. So we have absolutely no rules. So if you want to get married up on mountain in Glencoe in Scotland, we can do that. If you want to get married in your granddad's garden, we can do that. If you want to get married on board a ship or on a middle of a boat in the Bristol Channel, we can do that. Yeah. So there's absolutely no rules. So what you get is from a wedding celebrant as well, because again, I've incorporated that into my wedding guy business, if you like, is that you get a very, very unique ceremony, which feels comfortable to some of the people in the room, because they'll hear some of the wording from the registrar service. But then we'll do something very personal. I'm a big fan of symbolic ceremonies, where we'll incorporate something something special to the bride and groom. So if they're into beaches, we'll do a sand ceremony. If they're into their spirits, we can do a spirit blending ceremony. I've made ceremonies out of everything, and so therefore it brings a much more, again, this fun, relaxed element in it, because I always say what I do everything with a smile on my face. So if the guy conducting your ceremony is there welcoming you with a smile, I see brides come around the corner up the central aisle, they see me and they smile, because we'll have met as many times as they want to, and so therefore we know each other, so they know I'm going to be smiling.
Almost one of the family.
Yeah, very much so. And then what happens is we can expand the ceremony if they need to, or we can do a very simple one. But everybody gets involved.
But is the service that a celebrant conducts still legal?
No, not in England, Wales, and Ireland. In some parts of Scotland, the celebrant is registered.
So how would they go about that? They would get
I always say
somewhere, and then have the.
So my advice is they treat it like getting married abroad. Yeah. So I'm going to use Vegas as an example. You can walk into the Whitechapel in Vegas, pay your couple $100, and get married by a registrar. In this country, you can go to the registrar office, and say, I want a simple service. And you get exactly the same service. You get yourself, your partner, and 2 witnesses, 10 minutes. Don't quote me, it's around about 60 quid. Compared to over £600 to get the registrars to come out to your venue for virtually the same service. And then, so therefore, you have your marriage license, to use an American term.
Right.
Yeah.
So
and therefore, then you're married.
So really, it's a step up from somebody that's considering a registrar, as opposed to, say, a wedding at a church.
Yep.
It would have far better value, or more romance, more meaning.
It's more personalised. Yeah.
With the celebrant.
Yeah, absolutely, every time.
So those 3 areas must keep you very busy, and I suppose that's why everybody refers to you in Somerset as the wedding guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.